all business. I don't have any funny wigs or costumes to put on. No funny posters to show you. No funny awards. So I just want to get that very clear. Tomorrow, all business. Okay? All right, that's my first announcement. The second announcement is, I'm sorry to inform you, but you all are going to have to suffer through another comedy experience tonight. Okay, so Crescent Connect was very gracious in allowing me a few minutes tonight to present another special award. Right? So last year, you may remember, I presented the Steve an award for, what was the name of the award? SORAS Award, for all the great work Steve did in saving our road edges and sliding slopes. And I thought that award presentation went pretty well, except for one thing. You may remember this. There were constant interruptions during that presentation by Claudia Brash. She was doing this on the. I was very traumatized by that, and I swore to myself that that was the last awards presentation I was ever going to do. Well, I come to learn that Claudia is not here this weekend. Well, pressure's off, right? So here I am. Yeah. So don't get this a habit, but I do have another special award tonight. We all are familiar with the Oscars, the Tonys, the Emmys, right? Well, tonight I have the pleasure of presenting the very first ODE award. ODE award. You look a little confused, folks. Okay, so the ODE award was inspired by one of our very own Creston residents. Where is John Larsh? Mr. Larsh. Well, some of you who were around in 2016 may remember that it was a very cold February day, and John was traveling down Creston Drive. And he was proceeding around those corners, and on that last big curve before you get to those straightaway to the mail kiosk, he hit some black ice, I guess. And he was driving his pickup truck and lost control of it, went off the road, over the shoulder, down the slope. Well, miraculously, through his skills, halfway down that slope, he was able to crash his truck into a tree. Now, the bad news was that totaled his truck, but it probably saved his life. So, his quick thinking, his cat-like reflexes, and just awesome driving prowess and driving skills are legendary here at Creston, right? They're so inspirational. In fact, they're as inspirational to a lot of us as Captain Sully's miracle landing on the Hudson. So that is what tonight's award is based on and inspired about. So if I will, I'm on the wrong side here, but I want to unveil for you tonight's award. And let me go over this other place, and it's here.
Whoa.
I will do it here. Can I put this on?
Yeah.
It's just a Trader Joe's bag. That work? Okay, so So tonight, this is the John K. Larsh Award for Outstanding Now, there is an unconfirmed report that this may be the very steering wheel out of his pickup truck on that fateful morning. And it's unconfirmed, but that could be it. Now, so the ODE Award, we have 3 nominees for this award tonight. And each of these nominees, in their own special, unique way, has demonstrated their jaw-dropping driving skills, which have left us all just in shock and awe. So, let's see. So tonight I have prepared a little short video documentary. Some of you have heard of their driving experiences, but I guarantee you tonight I'm going to give you the full story of each of their driving experience. So, without further ado, I want to present to you right now the 3 nominees for the 2019 ODE Award. So Jane, a number of Creston residents have heard about your recent near-fatal car accident, but they don't really know many of the details. Would you kind of describe what happened that day and how this all came about?
Let's see, it was April 23rd. It was a Tuesday.
Of this year?
Of this year.
Okay.
It was a Tuesday, beautiful day, had a great relaxing day, went out, did errands, took myself out to lunch. So everything was good. Had my tunes on in the car, and I'm just driving along.
And you're driving your...
My Audi Q5.
And you had a nickname for that car?
I did. Her name was Audrey.
Audrey?
Audrey.
Any particular reason? Why
2
that
reasons. One, it sounded like Audrey, but also it made me think of Audrey Hepburn, because I loved that car. And Audrey just came into my mind. So Audrey and I had a relationship. We were, I love that car. Okay,
so you were coming back from lunch and errands, and you're driving up Highway 9.
Mm-hmm.
You passed Christ Mount.
We just passed Christ Mount. You know that big curve that's there.
Right.
And then I'm coming out of this curve, getting ready for the next one, and I hear this. And I look down, and my newly bought basil plant fell over on the passenger seat. Okay. And heaven forbid a basil leaf gets bent or out of shape on my way home. So I bring my hand over, look at it, know enough to look back because I'm coming up on another curve, and already I hear the tires on the gravel, and I'm heading down the mountain. And thank God there was a tree there. Wow. Because there was a house further down, and if that tree didn't stop me, I would have rolled down right into the house.
Okay, so is there something here you can kind of reenact that for us?
I have a basil plant. It is not the original basil plant.
And what happened to that plant?
That plant died.
Oh.
I could not keep that plant. I think it had a little too much trauma.
It was a casualty, ultimate casualty of the car accident, I guess.
Oh, right? Dear. Oh, my God.
You know, just between you and me, and this is strictly off the record, were you meditating with your eyes closed while you were driving again? I know you like to meditate, right? So was that really?
I was feeling very, very calm, but my eyes were open.
They were open.
They were open.
Were you driving just a smidge over the speed limit,
Actually,
maybe?
I wasn't.
You weren't?
Because I just came, as you know, I can tend to drive a little fast. But curves I take care of, so I'm coming around the curve, coming out of the other one, knowing there's that other curve by that gray house, you know, that's on that big curve there. So no, I wasn't, thank goodness I wasn't going fast. Because when I went over and ended up like this, I saw the front side of my car. You know, the old slow motion thing?
Yeah.
It just crumpled up. Oh.
Oh, no.
And so I was very fortunate.
So
Yes.
you went over,
Yeah.
and did you go straight down? Did the car flip?
I was fortunate because I was starting to head into a curve the other way. I went more parallel to the road, but parallel. So I went down like this, and I must have been down 6 feet, but no more than that. And the tree, which wasn't a big tree, was right there, thank goodness, and stopped my fall.
But you were...
I was sideways.
Sideways.
Yeah.
So you crashed, you took a moment to gather yourself, you realized you weren't seriously hurt?
Right.
And then, so what then?
Called 911 first.
Okay.
And then, of course, I called Steve phone. I said, I'm fine. God bless, I am fine. I said, Audrey's not doing too good. And so anyways, he was on his way down. And I'll tell you, Black Mountain, EMS, police, fire, state, I had everybody there. I had another visitor, and that was the gentleman who owned the house that I almost crashed into.
Yeah, he was there at the time?
He was there at the time.
So was he out in that backyard at the time?
Don't know. All I know is this gentleman came up, wanted to make sure I was okay and all this, and it wasn't until afterwards when I saw him walk back down and go into the house I realized that that was the owner.
So he came all the way up to you?
Just to make sure everything was okay.
And
that my car probably wasn't going to fall down into his house. So, oh my goodness.
But you didn't give him your name, or you didn't exchange?
No, because I didn't know at the time who he was.
Yeah.
Just thought it was a bystander that had stopped and all that.
All right. Well, we're all happy you survived and had a happy
thank you,
outcome.
John.
So safe travels in the future.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. I think this is it. Getting close to where she went off. Yeah, I think that's it. That must be the tree. That's the house down there. Okay, well, guess I'll go talk to the owner and get his reaction to all this. Yeah. This must be the place. Let's see. Hi, sir. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions regarding that accident that happened at the rear of your property, you know, below Highway 9 on April 23rd of this year.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, were you home at the time of the accident, sir?
Yeah. Inside the house with my wife and my kids. We're just loud commotion up on the upper end of the backyard, and looked out the window and saw this red car all smashed up against a tree. About 10 feet below Highway 9.
Wow, that must have been something. What'd you do next?
Well, I told my wife and my kids to stay inside in case there were any dead bodies.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time I get my shoes on and walk up there, EMS and the police, and there's a whole bunch of people milling around. And get up there, this lady had run off the road, would have crashed in my house if not for the tree.
Yeah.
Bless that tree. She wasn't seriously hurt. She kept chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which I have no idea what that means.
Well, you must have been pretty relieved and thankful that the tree stopped her from crashing into your house, and that neither you nor any of your family was seriously injured, right?
Yeah, initially I was. But since then, that woman and her little car accident has my life into, what's the word? Hell.
Oh my dear. What do you mean?
Well, after my kids saw what happened, they stopped playing in the backyard. Started having behavioral problems at school.
Oh dear, that's a shame.
It's not just the kids though. Wife and I, now these days we're sleeping with one of our eyes open because we're constantly terrified a crazy driver or even that same lady is going to come barreling into the house. Just too anxious to get any real sleep.
Oh, that's really awful.
And then because I wasn't sleeping, I kept being late for work. So my boss fired me in May.
Oh, that is terrible.
There's more.
Oh, really?
Since I didn't have a job anymore, mortgages don't pay themselves. So now the bank is threatening to foreclose on the homestead.
Wow. That is a cascade of sorrows, all right.
Now the wife and I argue over every little thing. Anything, everything, some things, nothing. Getting on each other's nerves. She told me last Tuesday she wants a divorce.
Oh gosh. Oh dear, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's quite tragic.
Why are you asking me all these questions? Are you some kind of lawyer?
Well, sir, I mean, I am a lawyer, but I'm retired. I was just investigating the circumstances of this accident, that's all.
I knew it. You work for that crazy lady driver, don't you? And she hired you to come down here and try and talk me into not suing her, huh?
No, sir. That's not it at all. I promise you. That lady driver is named Jane Bassford. She didn't hire me to do anything. She's just a neighbor of mine in Creston. She is a lovely person, and I'm sure she'd be very upset to learn of all your difficulties since this accident. It's just...
Oh, I think that I've just provided plenty for her to feel upset about. Listen. You go back to that lady driver and you tell her that as her attorney, you have failed. Give her money back because I am going to sue her for all that she has. Now get off my property and don't come back!
Oh, but sir, this is all a misunderstanding, I can assure you, but I'll tell her.
Hey, what's your name?
Howard Belfour.
Howard Belfour!
So Alex, a lot of owners have heard about your Creston back gate encounter in 2018, but not many of us know the details and circumstances. I was hoping you could kind of walk us through exactly what happened that day and explain it to everybody.
It was actually a great day. I was super happy. I had finally decided to come up here, and commute down to Miami for work as opposed to being in Miami and commuting up here. And I had this moving company, bring my stuff up here, but they had an 18-wheeler and they couldn't get it, here. So I had to rent a U-Haul, meet them in over by the McDonald's in Old Fort, and we got all the stuff transferred from the truck to my truck, and I drove back to the gate, got here super happy. I opened the gate like I've done at least, a couple hundred times. And I start driving through, and then I hear this horrendous noise.
Wow, what did it sound like?
My God. I mean, I've heard some horrible noises in my life, but that was just this metal grinding noise that just made this weird, crazy, eerie noise. and I slammed on the brakes, and I got out of the truck, and to my horror, there was the gate, totally lifeless, laying on the side of the road.
Wow. So you felt it and heard it, and
God.
how far did you get with the truck?
I basically, the worst part is that as I was driving through, had I just taken 2 seconds longer, I would have missed it completely, because the truck hit the gate, hit the edge of the truck, where another second would have gone by, and I would have been scot-free.
So I understand they gave you some kind of nickname after this event.
Yeah, Flyboy Tom Bush started calling me the Gate Slayer.
Wow.
So now, every single time they see me, it's a funny little joke. Hey, Gate Slayer. Hey, Gate Slayer. Kill many gates lately? Hey, Gate Slayer. Want to torture another gate? It's endless. It never stops.
Wow.
I mean, it's been stressing me out now for the last 15 months, man.
Geez, that's, well, that was quite traumatic. Was there major damage to the gate?
Yeah, they pretty much, the gate was dead, man. They had to replace this whole section. Insurance company paid out like $4,700. My rate went up $75 a month because of that. But at least the community got its gate back, and I won't be haunted anymore by the thought of people who were my friends turning on me.
Well, I don't know. Anybody really turned on you, did they? It was sure good-natured ribbing.
What? Every time that I would see John Schrenkendorf, this is what he would tell me. Hey, because of you, I have to drive another 15 minutes to work every day. My commute has become super long because of you, Gate Slayer. You think you're funny, right, Gate Slayer?
Wow.
Every day. Marshall Fisher, my buddy, Marshall.
He was giving it to you?
Oh my God, he snickered at me. He literally would drive by me and be like, gee, thanks, Gate Slayer.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
like, Marshall, you're my buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got to drive all the way to the front gate now.
Wow. Well, I guess it was a slight inconvenience, but how long did it take to get the gate repaired?
Man, you want a little bit of this, man?
Now?
Yeah, man, why not?
Well,
You'll relax a little bit. You seem a little nervous, man.
I guess I don't have anything to do tomorrow.
Yeah, man, just take a couple of hits, bro. I mean, you're like way too nervous, man. Yeah, bro.
Whoa, man, you got some strong stuff here.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Brought that up from Miami. Actually, no. That's what Rose brought me from Colorado.
Whew. Oh, man.
Whoa, man.
I'm not used to that kind of.
You took a couple big hits there, bro.
Well, let's stay on with this story though. So you reported everything to the insurance company? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, this is a little strong, huh? Hmm.
So you said they raised your insurance rates, and is that the first time you've had an accident in a while?
First accident that I've had in over 27 years, man. You want a little bit more, bro?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Let me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just
Okay.
take it easy, man. Just don't take that big of a hit again, man. You know. So yeah, man, my insurance rates went up like $75 a month. Whoa, yeah, man. Could you believe that?
Oh, wow.
So yeah, man, take another hit, bro.
I don't know. This is not Bud Light.
No, I think they call that one White Widow, man. Hey, dude, I told you to take one more hit. Don't be a Bogart, man. You're hogging that up, bro.
Sure. So it all got fixed, I guess, after several months, right?
Thank God, man. I couldn't handle it anymore. All these people, they would see me and make fun of me and ridicule me. Tom Bush would be like, "Hey, Gate Slayer, what you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Bro, why you gotta be that way with me? I'm just trying to be like in peace and harmony, man, in nature, relaxing, enjoying life, you know, man." So yeah, these people were like very aggressive. I don't understand why, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, stop.
Wait, you please sit still. It's hard to keep this thing camera steady when you're moving around all the time, man.
Bro, I haven't moved around. That's you swaying back and forth, man.
No, are you sure?
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Slow your roll, bro.
Whoa. Okay. Do you have any photos of the damage by any chance?
Yeah, man. I got a couple photos over here that I'll send to you.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that's really some damage on that back gate, wasn't it?
Man, you see the horror that I witnessed? It was awful. It was awful. And then on top of that, to have all these people making fun of me all the time. It's been a rough year, man. I thought I was going to be able to sit out here and relax a little bit, but I'm just tormented by the thought of the horrible way that I massacred that gate, man.
Oh, wow. So, do you want to offer an apology to the owners or anything?
No.
No. Well, what do you mean, man?
I mean, I got the gate fixed better than it was before.
Yeah,
It actually works better, and you know.
But John Swinkendorf had to go 5 miles out of his way, didn't he?
Yeah, man, but I told the bro, I'm like, come on by, man. We'll, puff out a little bit, have a number 27 and relax, man.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing your story. I want to thank you for coming over and doing this interview.
No, dude, what do you mean coming over?
Coming over to my house.
Dude, you're in my house, bro.
What?
Look around, man.
Are you sure?
Does this place look like a palace? Because it's not.
Oh, wow. God, I guess you're right.
Yeah, man.
Okay, then I guess I better go.
Dude, I don't know if you could drive like this, man.
Well, I really want to go, but I can't feel my feet.
Yeah, dude. Man, I'm a little, toasted myself, man.
I think you're going to have to drive me, bro.
No, man, I'm no way I'm not going up that road. You crazy, man? I mean, I'm a little toasted, bro. How about we call Rose, have her come over and pick you up, man?
Oh, it's a good idea, man. Thank you. I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, bro.
I think if it's okay with you, I'm just going to rest a minute until she gets here. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I'm gonna chill out here myself.
Sandy, so as you know, I was one of several eyewitnesses to a near-death car accident you had recently, and I think it was in April of 2019. I was wondering if you can kind of, for those who weren't around, kind of describe what happened that day. So it was kind of scary.
I was coming back from a class at the Arboretum.
So what time of day was this?
It was just afternoon, about 12:30 or so,
Okay.
and it was a nice sunny day. And Tom and Marilyn were parked outside the mailbox, and I pulled in on the right-hand side. I usually pull in on the left-hand side
Okay.
because I like to have an easier time pulling out,
Okay.
and it's also closer to my mailbox. So, but the space was small since they were parked already, so I parked over on the right-hand side, and it was a little tight.
Okay.
So I got out, got my mail, and got into a conversation with Tom and Marilyn, of course, about the maintenance committee.
Sure.
And we were talking there for a while, and you, the Simons, pulled down Creston Drive and were obviously wanting to pull into the parking space. We were there a couple minutes longer, and you got out of the car to come over because you weren't sure when we were leaving. So, so I got back in the car quickly and started to pull out. I know that Rose and Tracy were both in the front seat of the car, and so I wasn't used to backing out of the right-hand side, so I cut it a little bit sharply and ran the tire into the rock, and then had to pull back forward and then back out a little bit more, and drove up past Crescent Drive, and I saw Rose and Tracy both with their hands over their mouth saying, "Oh my God." And so I waved and drove back.
So when you backed out, did you know you had hit a rock, or did you not understand what was happening?
Oh no, I knew that I had hit that rock that was
You hit
there,
the
and
rock.
it's very nice to have that rock as
Yeah. Were you
protection.
scared at that point? Did you know that if you'd missed that rock, you might have gone straight down the hill?
I think that there were also posts there, so I wasn't too worried.
Okay. But you knew you hit a rock, and then
I
whoops.
knew I hit a rock.
You weren't trying to gun it anymore at that point. You were just, I better stop and put it in forward.
Yes, exactly. I decided I needed to pull forward and then swing out a little bit more. And I was successful doing that. I waved to Rose and Tracy as I drove past.
So you didn't see that rock in your rearview camera?
I don't have a rear view camera because my car is a 2009 Subaru Outback. Doesn't have too many frills. It barely has 100,000 miles on it, so I'm not, ready quite yet to get rid of it.
Well, it would have come in handy, wouldn't it, if you
I
had
do
a
think that a
rear
backup
camera?
Yeah, it would be nice to have.
So you would like to have a car with a camera, right?
Yes, definitely.
Is that why Howard's still working, so you can afford to buy a car with a camera?
I'm prioritizing. We're prioritizing, and definitely a trip to Alaska is much more important than getting a new Subaru.
I have to ask you, has anything like this happened to you before in a car? I mean, have you
Backed into
things or had other car accidents, within the last...
The occasional.
The occasional
definitely.
what? Can you want to elaborate on that just a little bit?
The occasional back into something.
In the parking lot at the grocery store kind of thing?
Occasionally. I do remember one incident when I had a very nice sturdy Volvo. It was really a tank. And I took out a post in a parking garage one time when I was backing out.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know, it took the post right out. I was very impressed.
So as I recall, Howard was out of town during this time, right? Wasn't he in his business trip to Las Vegas?
He might have been. Yes,
Pretty sure he was. So
yes.
after this was all over, did you mention to him?
I think I probably did.
But you're not sure?
Did, but I can't remember now.
Okay. Do you think you ought to ask him if he remembers this near-death experience you had? I mean, it could have come out. He could be sitting Shiva right now if that rock had been just a little lower, or maybe you just kept on backing up and
Went right over it.
yeah, because you realize you've looked down over that slope before, right?
It is a very
If
steep
you go over that slope, you're going to be on Mount Hebron.
Yes, it's a very steep slope.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
There are a few trees in the way, so I don't think I would have made it to Mount Hebron.
Not unscathed. Not unscathed. Okay, well, so Are you nervous when you go down and get the mail now that, oh, I'm not gonna park on that right-hand side, I'm gonna stay on the left, or do you have Howard go get the mail these days?
No, I'm still pretty comfortable, and you know, almost always I get that left-hand side, which I will say that I do think about that near-death experience when I'm pulling out of the mailbox area now.
Well, maybe now that you're on the maintenance committee, maybe you might want to suggest to Art that, what do you think?
Another
Bigger,
rock.
2 rocks maybe?
Yeah.
2 rocks, 2 big rocks?
Another rock wouldn't be you know, out of the question.
We're all glad you had a happy outcome on this time.
Thank you very much for documenting it and making sure that everybody has the straight story.
And most important of all, please drive safely.
I will.
Hey Art, what you doing?
Hey John, I'm just cleaning up around Sandy's Memorial Rock.
Sandy's Memorial Rock? I'm not sure I know what that is. Let me...
Yeah,
Wow.
the maintenance committee installed that plaque last May after Sandy hit that rock. It saved her life and kept her from rolling down to Mount Hebron.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
You know, I never noticed it before. Say, what are all those coins about on top?
I'm not sure, John. I think it's for good luck or something like that.
Wow. Well, that plaque is great and all, but you realize she didn't die in that accident.
Yeah, no, that's why we left it undated.
Well, that's interesting, but still seems a bit premature, doesn't it?
Dude, have you seen her drive? I mean, I got to come down here at least once a week and clean the tire marks off that rock. And it's just a matter of time before the rock gives way and she rolls down Mount Hebron and boom. Then all we got to do is put her date of death on the plaque and we're all good.
I see. That's very efficient. I guess that's staying ahead of the curve, so to speak.
Exactly.
Come on, bud. Let's go find them. Come on. Hey, guys.
Hey!
How are ya? You ready for our walk?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
What are you thinking for today? Allison Falls? You know what? I would really like to go and see Sandy's Memorial Rock. Would that
Okay.
be all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Let's
Guys,
get
let's
them
go.
loaded up. Come on, guys.
Suki, come on, let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Wow, this is such an inspirational spot. It gives me chills. It's just beautiful. You know what? I think I'm going to put a penny on for good luck.
Well, I'll do that too for good luck.
Huh.
Is that for Sandy or for us?
It's for everyone.
Sure is a long way down.
Man, that is a long way. Okay, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's head back.
Hi, hon. What are you doing?
Oh, hi. Well, you know, I'm just looking at the video interviews I did with the 3 nominees for the John K. Larsh Award for Outstanding Driving Excellence.
Who are the nominees again?
Oh, you remember, it's, you know, Jane Bassford for running off Highway 9 and crashing into a tree, and we've got Alex Yera for taking out one of the back gates, and then I have Sandy Belfour for almost rolling down the slope at the mail kiosk.
Yeah, they were all unbelievable accidents. Do you believe what bad drivers they are?
Well, look, those are all just freak accidents, you know, they could have happened to anyone. You know, anybody can get distracted from time to time and just be in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
You really think so?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're telling me that if any one of those people were to ask you out to dinner, You would get in a car with them and let them drive you back and forth?
Oh, hell no. Are you kidding me? Mm-mm. I wouldn't let those people drive me across the street.
I thought you said they were all freak accidents.
Well, don't get me wrong. Those all were freak accidents, but they were freak accidents caused by very bad drivers.
No kidding.
Yeah. I have the envelope. Mr. Larsh, will you do the honors? Come around over here. So you hold this. I'm going to make the announcement. So for the 2019 John K. Larsh Award for Outstanding Driving Excellence, the winner is...
I open it now?
Open. Upside down.
Jane Bassford.
There we go.
I have no idea what to say.
I want to thank my mom.
All I can say is, no basil plant is worth totaling your car over. So just keep your eyes on the road. We are all so fortunate that we've done so well for so long and just had a bad year with the drivers. So just, I'm delighted to be friends with all of you, and this is just such a special place and to have so much fun making fun of each other. And it's easy to do, yes. Thank you very much. It's been great.
Good job, Jen.
That's all I got. With Brian's help, I may put this all on YouTube, so for those who can't access it, we can see it again
Oh yeah, let me know because I'm
on YouTube.
Oh God, that's too funny.
To go to the Emmys for a short.
Really?
So thank you for indulging me.
Oh, thank you.